Hello comic book fans. Today I have the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 2. This is the November 2016 reprinting, and just like the other reprintings I've done videos on, there's nothing that's changed in the quality of these. They're still excellent quality, like all the Marvel omnibuses. And just like the first Amazing Spider-Man omnibus, it's got the same black cover. The only difference, it just has the number 2 on the side. And just like the other omnibuses, it has all the covers from the different comics that are included in this. So this includes the Amazing Spider-Man 39 to 67, Annual 3 to 5, and it actually has Spectacular Spider-Man 1 and 2 in here as well. So I don't know if they're going to do a Spectacular Spider-Man omnibus or just include some of those in these Amazing Spider-Man omnibuses. So that's something to look for. I know that the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 3 is coming out this year in 2017. So look forward to that. And from what I've seen, you can still get the reprinting of Volume 1. So if Spider-Man's been something you wanted to add to your collection, I would suggest getting those as soon as possible. Now this one I've been very excited to read because this is a lot of the Spider-Man stuff I haven't read. And like I've said in other videos, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. Lots of green. I've noticed there's lots of Green Goblin in this one. And in this book too, it includes that famous Spider-Man No More issue. It was kind of the inspiration for the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 2 movie. As you can see, it's still very old style comic books in that it has tons of exposition and dialogue in them. It's basically every character is, when they're talking, they're just explaining everything for you instead of letting the artwork do the work like they do in modern comic books. And just like the other Amazing Spider-Man omnibus, like the Volume 1, it has tons of extra little tidbits throughout here, which is nice. Just adds more value to these books, gives you lots more to read, gives you more history of the character and the stories, like all this stuff. It's just fun, nice things to have to read. Like I said, I haven't read very many of them. There's the Spider-Man No More thing when they find the uniform in the trash. And like I said, I haven't read very many of these stories. The only trade paperback I have is from when I was a kid, was some of the original issues, so very excited to get into this book. Of course, in Spider-Man, he always has ties with the Fantastic Four. I noticed this book too includes like a 3 or 4 issue Dr. Octopus story arc. I have no idea who this is. Some obscure character forgotten from the 60s, 70s era. And there's that Jonah Jameson robot thing. I remember that from I think they had that in the 90s cartoon. Medusa. She's a Inhuman, I believe. I don't know much about the Inhumans, but so I don't know if she's good or bad. Did she start off bad and become a good guy or a good person? I don't know. I believe this one, yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man, used to be black and white. And there's the first issue. I noticed in the second issue in this, though, it says now in color, so I guess people didn't respond well to the black and white. The original Vulture, he's funny. He's kind of a silly character, but I still like him. They evolved him better and later in the comic books. That's just me personally. Mysterio I've always liked. Wonder if we'll ever get a movie with him in it. Especially if they could tie him into the new Doctor Strange movie, I think, because they could work that in well with the new Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's it. And here's the annual special, something about Peter Parker's parents. Now there's one really interesting thing here I wanted to specifically point out. It's really interesting. I have no idea what this is or the history of it, so let's see if I can find it here. It starts here. It's like all these little like spoof comic books about Spider-Man. He's got a few of these not brand Eck or whatever that is. And this one makes fun of Batman and Robin. They call him Natman and Rotten. Defective Comics. Peter Pooper. Like, I swear this was out of a Mad magazine. That's what it feels like. And they got a couple of these in here. I don't know if these were just included in the annual special, because they don't mention them on the back. But it's pretty hilarious. It's just a spoof of Spider-Man. Then you got some original artwork in the back, original sketchings, lots and lots of extras, redesigned covers. Like if you go back here, yeah, there's now in full color. And it's got alternate covers. Like these issues were re-released as Marvel Tales Spider-Man, and they were bigger pages, so I think they included a bunch of stories together and just re-released them as Marvel Tales Spider-Man. I could be wrong on that. I know they are re-releases of the issues in this book, like these covers. It says right even here, it's a reprinting of the Amazing Spider-Man number 67, and they just call it Marvel Tales Spider-Man. Some cool artwork here. Love that image. And that's it, everyone. Another great release from Marvel. And just remember, Volume 3 of the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibuses is coming out in 2017, so keep a lookout for that. Thanks for watching my video, everyone.